Hi YouTube, Antiyami here with an awesome video talking about retiring versus quitting Smash. Well, not necessarily Smash 4, but Smash in general. And I guess in that case, it's like any video game in general. If you're a professional speedrunner, or if you're some, I don't know, MLG Halo player, anything of the sorts. But today's focus will be about Smash, but you can probably take these success principles and universe them to any game you're playing possible. The reason why I'm making this video is that a lot of people have been using the word quitting super loosely. So for example, there's a guy that I know, I'm not going to use his name or anything like that, but he knows who he is. And I'm sorry I'm using you as an example, but you know, whatever. So there's this guy that usually, I'm just gonna say I know him, and he's been in and out of this quitting mode because he's not seeing the proper results that he is expecting. He's putting work, he's training, and he's not getting the proper results. So in this case, he's quitting the game, and then he'll come back, and then he'll quit the game, and then feel motivated to come back, because I'm pretty sure when he quits, he's playing the game and getting back into it, and he's like, yo, I can do this. Get back into it, and then he immediately falls on his face. So I want to talk about what's the true definition of quitting, and what's the true definition of retire, because in my opinion, I want to compare retirement versus quitting. So let's just go ahead and let's dive into it. So first we have retire, which is from verbatim by definition one who leaves job due to reaching a certain age or matching results. So for retirement, it's more of a not necessarily I gave up kind of sense, but it's more like I accomplished this, or I've been doing this for this long, and it's time to put up and hang up my legacy. Basically what retirement means. So if you want to compare that to a job, let's say you've been working for a job for 40 plus years, and now it was like, okay, I've been putting my experience, my hard time, wisdom into this position. It's time to go ahead and hang it up and leave my legacy behind so people will recognize me for who I am. And hopefully I made a big enough of an impact to leave people falling behind me. And I'm gonna get an example of that with Smash 4 in just a second. Now quitting. Quitting is just basically, as it sounds, it's like when you leave a place or when you just give up on something permanently. And I want to highlight the word permanently, which means that if you quit something, kind of like, for example, if you quit smoking, you permanently gave up the action of smoking anything in general, which means that you're not returning back to it. So I hear a lot of people talking about, yo man, I'm about to quit Smash 4, and then they all of a sudden turn back around and they get back into the game. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about quitting, for example, and we're going to see like why do people say they quit, and why do people come back to the game immediately, maybe after a month or two, or maybe they meant to say I'm taking a break but they're using the word quit instead of break. Which happens, and you just gotta look at their, you know, kind of where they're at in life. So for example, I've seen a lot of people quit the game because of maybe they just growing up and stuff. Maybe they got married, or maybe they're just moving on in life, or maybe they got a job. Those are things that actually can cause you to quit the game, and maybe necessarily not retire, because maybe you haven't done what you want to do in this game, but yet there's something of a better opportunity that came up and kind of replaced your time for this. So in essence, quitting in that result, it's a-okay, because most likely you're not going to return from it if you're progressing in that field or whatever you're using that time slot to replace what you're doing. Now, this is what I get really mad at players when they say, I quit. And I'm going to say this like right now, when you're 18 years old or below, and you say you quit this game, I highly doubt that, because what are you doing in place of you playing Smash or video games? It's going to cause you to not play the game again. I've seen a lot of people over and over again say they quit the game, but yet they still playing the game. Most of their friends and influences still play the game. So my thing is that, like, what are you doing in place of doing Smash? Now, if you're doing something more productive, maybe like starting your own business or doing something outside that's going to replace your time that you sit in the house for the same amount of time that you, if you were not quitting Smash, will be playing the game or doing something different. What are you doing differently? And if you're not doing anything to replace that time and you're sitting around and maybe don't know what you're doing, or you're just trying to do something else that you're not passionate about, you're going to fly back into that habit. It's the same thing with drinking and smoking. If you're not replacing that time slot of this is your schedule of smoking, if you smoke every day at 4 o'clock and you say, hey, I'm going to quit smoking, and when that 4 o'clock period comes and you're not doing anything but thinking about like smoking, you're going to go back doing it, you know, anyway. And if all your influences and all your friends are still doing it, you're going to go back into doing it. So the thing to properly, if you want to go ahead and properly quit, is to change your environment and get a new group of people that kind of don't do what you do. I mean, this is, for example, when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, if you guys see my earlier parts of YouTube, you guys see me play Yu-Gi-Oh! Correct? So, obviously, I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, granted, my friend actually gave me some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards actually recently. It's actually kind of funny. So, I'm actually shuffling cards and playing with it again. But I'm not competitively playing right now because, one, I don't want to play the game. I don't want to learn the game again. The game is 100% different now. And on top of that, like, I'm done. Like, my legacy, I feel like it wasn't completed, but I was one of the top players in the state for Yu-Gi-Oh! And also, I did a lot of things. Like, I actually didn't win a regionals, which I really wanted to do, but I got really close. I got 4th place, actually being one of the first people to top 8 at my locals at the time. And I got praised for it and stuff like that. And I was really, really good. I won multiple locals multiple times. It was pretty easy in my opinion. The game to me came natural to me because it was just thinking in the moment. You got to make up all these scenarios happen and things like that. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think the game was really cool. But what happened was, what got me disconnected from the game was that I actually lost a really big, huge collection. It was probably like $1,200 in cash. And it was stolen from me. So that disconnected me from the game. And from there, I was like, maybe I can invest my time somewhere else since I lost a lot of my assets in the game. And at the same time, I was playing Brawl at the time, so I was competitively in Brawl, and I was also competitive in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I had to weigh my differences, and I wanted to choose which one I want to put more time into. And I decided to put my more time into video games and Smash versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was weighing the the options. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was expensive, the meta kept changing, it was a lot of money, and I felt like there wasn't a lot of pot bonus for Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus where in Smash you can train a skill set and use that skill set, and you can go to tournaments and stuff. Obviously that costs money, but it's fixed money. You could pay $5, $10 for every locals, versus where in Yu-Gi-Oh! You had to change the deck, you got to update the deck. There's a ban list that things come around, things cost up and down. Like every week you're spending money for Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're not making a profit, you're making a very, very big net loss. So that's my reason for quitting that game, because I'm replacing that time for Smash, not just sitting around thinking about it, if that makes sense. So I just want to go ahead and just talk about the definition of quitting and the definition of retirement. So going back to retirement, obviously if you do decide to move on, and I'm not saying you can't quit while you're young or retire while you're young, but what are you leaving behind? And if you are retiring from the game, what are you doing now? I feel like it has to be a thing of significance. Like I feel like, for example, let's say for Smash 64, one of my favorite Smash 64 players to watch is, what's his name? It slipped my mind. Isaiah. There we go. Isaiah. So Isaiah has left a big giant legacy. If he were to retire from the game, I'm pretty sure he could. He actually won multiple tournaments and multiple regionals and it's crazy. This man plays every character in the game like perfectly, and it's just scary to see this guy play. Like, he made a path for this game to like explode, and he will now be forever remembered as one of the best Smash 64 players ever. When you quit Smash 4 or whatever, what are you leaving behind? Are you just known as that random player that was not ever good, or are you known for something? Are you known for being the best character of your caliber? Or are you known for being one of the best characters or players at your age? Or are you known? Or are you just invisible? Just think about these things, guys, before you make a decision like that to decide to get up and leave. because I think all these are actually a big impact. And I feel like if you are quitting the game and if you're really skilled, I think it'd be really unfortunate to see you quit, and you can bring things to the table to make the community grow. And I feel like that make a serious decision to say, like, if you're doing something or not, please back it up with action and say that you're going to do this or not. So that's all I gotta say for this video. Sorry it was a little random. I just kind of wanted to take this off my chest. There will be more videos coming like this in the future for mindset and also terminology like this, where I feel like I'm hearing this word misused a lot. So hopefully this clears up a lot of the confusion for that. And I will make more videos like this in the future. So definitely, guys, if you guys have any questions, I will love to, or likely hear a comment below any of my opinions or anything like that. Let me know. Actually, I've been hearing some opinions on Antiyami's. What's your opinion on your stage list? Which I actually just heard this today, which is kind of funny. Shout out to Discord. And so we're probably gonna be something like that in the future. Also, I got a lot of videos coming up. I have a montage that's coming up, and I got a lot more things coming up in the future. So, all right, guys, if you guys stayed around this long, definitely leave a like, comment, or even subscribe, because there's gonna be a lot of cool things coming in the future for this game, or for this website, or my YouTube. And all right, guys, Antiyami's out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Antiyami, peace.